Yeehaw! It's Mardi Gras. And welcome to episode 27, Fat Tuesday, baby. We have got my partner in crime, Miss Buckeye Britt.
Hi.
Hi. And then your host for this evening, MIZZ, Ms. El Paso.
Buenos dias, buenas noches.
Buenos dias, buenas noches. I really want to say something first.
Please do.
I mean, I know that we cheers, but I want to know what everyone is eating and drinking for Fat Tuesday.
Pizza and wine.
Pizza, good one.
I was supposed to go to Popeyes, but there was a line. So I'm not going to Popeyes. I forgot that they had specials on Tuesday. So I was like, damn. So Mardi Gras and so I didn't get my fried chicken, so I'm gonna have to go to Church's. Don't judge me. Hopefully they're still open after 8:30.
You gotta go to Munchies.
And I'm drinking a nice little hurricane that I got from Oatmeal. Now, that's what I will tell you about the hood. We may not have no good wine and some expired beer, but when it comes to some hurricanes, it goes down.
Bravo. Very Mardi Gras-esque and Fat Tuesday-esque. So because I am giving up beer for Lent as one of the things, I have a whole list, which is probably not smart.
How many things are you giving up?
Okay, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. I'm drinking Revolver Brewing, which is a nod to our friends up in Dallas. Blood and Honey. It's one of my favorite beers. No, it is not Southern Star. And no, they did not fire us, but I'll have a Southern Star after this. And then I went to Pappadeaux's for lunch, and I got all the good Louisiana food. But the thing that I am most coveting for this evening that I will not be able to eat for the next 40 plus days.
Wait a second. No. Did you actually open that one?
Not yet.
I told Elena that the Cheeto Puffs are my favorite, not the crunchy ones.
I think I like the crunchy ones best, but I'm literally going to open this one and do a taste test after this. Well, maybe I'll go live with it.
Do not waste the puffs. Brittany, do you have is there one that you like more than the other? Crunchy are you a crunchy or a puff girl?
I really have a hard time with that. So I like the the balls, the Utz balls. But if I had to pick, I would pick the crunchy.
Okay.
And I put the crunchy ones on sandwiches. They're like bomb.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. The crunchy ones on sandwiches is maybe the best thing ever.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up? Salute to Raider Nation. We got Robert and Cool Kev joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Oh, and Katie, damn it. Katie, you were fourth. You weren't first. I finally got you.
Mad love.
You don't know, but I'm looking at you right now, Katie. Damn it. I finally got you. We'll see who wins tomorrow. Okay, so. All right. Brittany asked what I'm giving up for Lent. All right. I am giving up gluten and grains, except for, there's always an except for, like that's terrible. But I will probably have some rice here and there, or I might die. Which means no beer, because beer is made out of gluten and grain. So the only alcohol I'll be able to drink is tequila, mezcal, wine. And I think there are some gins possibly that I can drink. I actually am sensitive to white potatoes, so I can't have potato vodka either.
Damn.
So for everyone that's joined us, thank you so much. This might be the last podcast that you want to join
Just
after Lent.
That'll be cranky.
No, we might be more lit. You never know. We might be excited over something. Well, this cannot be actually. We're going to be hell of excited for March Madness. So That's going all the way down. And you got an event happening. We got to talk about that. It's just way too much. Like, I'm actually happy we're not going to be focusing on drinking because there's just too much happening. Too much happening.
I don't
And
know.
we did enough of that last weekend.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. So that's a good point. So for all of our people outside of Houston that have joined us this evening, let's talk about last weekend.
Oh, we're going to go straight to that. Okay.
Or you want to go fact check first? We'll do fact check first.
Let's go fact check and then let's go into what we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to do it. All right, now it's time for Rodeo Fact Check Against the Glass. Our nice sound effects. All right, go ahead, Brittany.
All right, I have two for you. So the first one, and this is going off 2019 numbers because we haven't had a rodeo since then. So this year's 2022 is the first rodeo we've had since the pandemic. But in 2019, 6,000 pounds of kettle corn was eaten or bought. That is a lot.
What is something that is 6,000 pounds?
An elephant.
To reference. For sure, right? But an elephant's probably more, obviously.
Well, that's the first thing I thought of. I don't know. But the other one is 376,000 Oreos were deep fried and eaten.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I've never had the deep fried Oreos. I just feel like it's just too much.
I don't like them, but I don't like anything deep fried, really.
Ooh. The oatmeal cream pies. Do you guys remember oatmeal cream pies, Miss Debbie?
They're in
those fried are fucking phenomenal. They're better than the Oreos. Way better than the Oreos, in my opinion. Okay, an elephant is 12,000 pounds. So a
baby elephant. A baby elephant.
A baby elephant.
A newborn elephant.
All right. Well, my fact is pretty whack because I couldn't really find anything that was like, oh, that's exciting. Mine is, and you're going to be mad about this. I don't even know who Roy Rogers is, but whoever the guy is, he's pretty famous. And he appeared in a 1956 show at the Sam Houston Coliseum before it went to the NRG. So it was downtown Houston. He wanted to visit the livestock exhibit, but was afraid that he'd be mobbed by fans. So to ensure that he had a peaceful visit, he pretty much put on a fireman's uniform, glasses, and a mustache and walked around so nobody could know who he was, and he had a great time. So if you're a Roy Rogers fan, just know that. Or if your parents are, I would assume that they might have passed him up at the rodeo. And that's my fact.
I got to say hi to Angel. He says, you still have Trulies in my car. He's my Uber driver. He's awesome. I just call him up. I said, I need to go here. And he picks me up and he keeps my drinks for me.
Angel, you
He's
are
a saint.
Definitely an angel. Okay, first of all. If you
Raiders
are
805, thank you. He's a Western Star. I really had no idea. I was like, looks like a cool fact. I'll say it. Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't actually look up Roy Rogers after you figured out the fact?
No.
You just was like, I'm just going to go with the fact?
I looked at it and was like, if he took the time to dress up like that, like to disguise himself, somebody's going to be excited about the fact. It won't be me, but somebody will be excited.
All right. Well, I will add on to your Roy Rogers. I'll go country. I've got a lot of facts about the Houston Rodeo. But the Houston Rodeo started in 1932. They did not have music until 1942. And the first musician to ever play the Houston Rodeo is Gene Autry, which is one of the greatest classic country stars ever to grace anyone's presence.
For sure.
So my favorite Gene Autry song is Sioux City Sue, which has been covered by a ton of people, including Dick Steinman, ladies and gentlemen. That would be my father. He loves to play that song. Also, Roly Poly, Back in the Saddle Again. Those are some of the big ones. And then just to add to that, the star that has played the Houston Rodeo the most in history is Texas's own George Strait.
Not
So he has not a shocker there, right?
He'll come out of retirement, I don't know, 30 times to replay.
30 times. So I have been to 2 of his final rodeo shows, and he is playing the last night this year as well. Now, for those on the comments, you probably think that it's just country music stars at the rodeo. But
No.
it couldn't be further from the truth. We'll get into that later on in the segment.
What's up, Wasted Talent?
But yeah.
What's up, Wasted Talent? So
wore my cowboy hat just for you, Wasted.
On that note, I think this is, even though we just got out of Black History Month, it's only been a day, but the first entertainer to perform for 1 million people at the rodeo was Charlie Pride.
Black country star. Where's Charlie Pride from? I feel like I don't know where he's from. On the comments, somebody Google where Charlie Pride is originally from. But yes, that's a good one to end Black History Month. And what month have we moved into now? What's
March Madness.
That's some sports girls for you. So what month are we in now? March Madness month. It is Women's History Month.
Oh, also Women's History Month, but March Madness.
We lost Ms. El Paso because she froze. You know, sometimes it happens, guys. Sometimes it happens. So
people steal her internet in the hood.
Yeah, she says they really do actually. So Ms. El Paso has some gypsies that live next door to her. And one day they came over to her house knocking on the door. And as they were, well, first of all, the guy had a saber. No kidding. Like, I only use a saber to open champagne bottles. But this guy was like, they heard screaming. They thought somebody was hurting Ms. El Paso or breaking into her house or something. So he comes out with a full saber. And as they're leaving, the mom says, by the way, thanks for the use of your internet. Really appreciate it.
She's like, how did you get into it? Hacker.
Yeah. So before we get more into the rodeo, I want to make sure that everyone on the chat see all this Raider stuff. Just scrolling, all right? You see Wasted Talent. You see Robert Pena. You see SC. I want you all to go and subscribe to their YouTube channels right now if you are joining us and have never seen these fellows before, because they are some of our largest supporters. All the love goes out to Raider Nation. I fessed up. I told everybody on Dox's after we were on Dirty Raiders Basement that I took the prayer. So.
Oh yeah, we did.
We have all been blessed. We have all been blessed, the Raider Nation. We took the prayer, but don't worry, Bears fan. Number 1 Bears, number 2 now Raiders, and supposedly they're gonna have some swag for me in Vegas because I'm definitely booking my flight for the draft. That is absolutely happening.
Am I kicked out of the Vegas trip?
No, that is absolutely happening. So I don't know when I'm going to go, though. I think I might go late Thursday. They have a flag football game that they're playing for charity Friday. Is that Friday morning, guys? I think it's Friday morning that they've got.
Yeah, we got to be there for that.
Yeah. So I told them that I'd be their tight end.
She doesn't mean but playing by.
That joke hits every time for me. Okay. All right. So the Houston Rodeo started in 1932. Guys, it is not just about fried things. It is not just about the barbecue cook-off, which we went to, and we will get into more last weekend. Actually, no, let's start there. Let's start with the pre-rodeo events. So the pre-rodeo events consist of a 3-day barbecue cook-off, Best Bites competition, parades, Go Texan Day, which was just this past Friday, Rodeo Roundup, Rodeo Run. For those of you that run, you will not see me running. Trail rides, which are super cool. They block off entire streets in Houston, and people get out their chuck wagons and their horses, and they ride through the city to the rodeo. All right. And then they also have the wine show and auction. So we will get into the sports part of this. Ms. El Paso is back. So Ms. El Paso, why don't you lead us in to cook off?
I feel like my internet is in and out. I'm probably freezing too. So you want me to lead into what happened last weekend? I could tell you what happened last weekend. Nothing but game pulled into tents, a lot of eating of barbecue. And when I say barbecue, I mean like the best
of the best.
No, I just threw this together real quickly. Like they've been working for hours and it's smoky and
they've been working for a week.
You leave the rodeo smelling like smoke, but it's so delicious and it's so amazing. We got into our friend Corbett's tent. Shout out to Corbett. Thanks for, letting me and my two boys in. We had a fantastic time. And then afterwards, my friend Keith Redmond, I said his full name. I shouldn't have said that. But my friend Keith got me into a couple of tents. And I appreciate that because, again, it's open bar and all you can eat. And as we were walking by, people just kept pulling us in. And that's all I have to say about the rodeo.
I just want to add to that because I only had tickets to one tent. And normally you have to beg people for tickets. It's not, you just can't get into these tents, guys. Like you got to know somebody that knows somebody to get in.
Yeah.
And I didn't even make it to the tent that I had a ticket for because we kept running into people. So I went to Corbett's tent after Ms. El Paso was there, did not see her, completely missed one another. Then I see my friend Richard, BDR, and he's going to Reuben. I mean, it was just insane. I ended up with like 5 or 6 wristbands and made it to, I think, 3.
I saw Richard too. I got it. He brought me in somewhere. I don't even know.
Oh, probably to Reuben's. He probably took you into Reuben's tent. But isn't that crazy? Like normally you're begging for tickets and I ended up with 5 or 6 tickets into tents and I only made it to 3, but I had a blast.
I've never had tickets when I've gone and I've gotten into lots of tents. But I know people and I normally only go Thursday night. So Thursday night is industry night. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of people. It's more for the veterans, I guess you could say, for the cook-off. But I got into so many tents because I'd see people or someone would be like, "Hey, you're here." I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't talked to you in like 3 years. Come by the tent." Hell yeah.
It was a lot of that.
And also shout out to Angel again because he took me home both nights.
Oh, that's really nice. You have to have somebody that's taking you home because
what a pain.
You're not getting out of there.
So really quickly, who's not getting taken home tonight? And that somebody mentioned, are we going to talk about the USFL? Yeah, they're not getting taken home tonight, right? Because they're getting sued, or the old ones are suing the new ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a whole bunch of mess. I'm just going right into sports really quickly because we got a limited amount of time. So there's that. MLB negotiations and the cancellation of the first 2 series. Elena, how are you feeling about this?
Pissed. That's my player hater. Look, I love football, but I am a baseball girl through and through. I bleed blue. I grew up a Cubs fan. We used to take the freaking bus to, like, there's one guy in town. I come from a town of like 8,000 people. I would rent a charter bus once a year to take the entire town to Cubs games, 4 hours north. So I go to Chicago at least 4 times in the summer, unless sometimes I'll try to hit up games elsewhere, but I go to at least 4 games every summer. I love going to spring training. I'm just pissed. I can't believe this is happening again. I remember the past baseball lockouts, like when I was a kid and stuff. And yeah, anyway, I'm not happy about it. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, there's not going to be a full regular season. There's too many games anyway. That is one thing I will say. I'm not going to watch all 162 games. But
even though there's a lot of games, those games are necessary for a lot of these teams to get, some things right.
And that's how they get paid.
Yeah.
That too. And so what was interesting is that why wouldn't he, reschedule or delay the season or something like that. And he came up with this BS during the press conference that just sounded just all kinds of crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But his whole thing was, for them to get together and disassemble or in the amount of time, it just doesn't make sense. So just cancel it.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, Soldier. That's like they do need those games to develop the young players. They're bringing up players from the farm league. It's their first time on the big stage. And you really do watch a player evolve throughout. I just knocked over. That's how mad I am. I knocked over my microphone. You do see a player evolve throughout the entire season, right? You see players get worse throughout the season as well. But
I'm drinking because I'm not very happy about the MLB.
It sounded like somebody was pissing.
I have a narrator on it. My bad.
Wait, do it one more time.
Okay.
I can't be serious. I mean, I'm never serious, but I can't be serious now.
So my whole thing on this, so we have the USFL, who is pretty much, I think they just canceled a couple of their games, right? Let me see. It was, they may cancel their spring football. So my whole thing is everybody's starting to cancel these seasons early, right? NBA did it a long time ago. The NFL, I can totally see it happening. MLB is doing it. Are we going to get to a place where, what's I didn't want, not Dr. Dre, but Ice Cube's. What's Ice Cube's league? The basketball league?
Oh,
the Big Three? Is it the Big Three?
I have no idea.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that these smaller organizations that have sports teams are going to be the new, they're going to be the new sport to watch. Because it is called the Big Three. We're going to get to the point where Big Three is going to be way better than watching the NBA. Why? Because it's now about heart and less about money. I'm tired of listening to these contracts, multi-million-dollar contracts, or, I don't feel like playing, or I don't like the way that we get fed. I don't know. It's just too much. This is not
more people went to the XFL games in Houston than they did the Texans games. Those games were hot, man. That was fun. And then we missed the last two because of COVID, but the whole thing got canceled.
I'm becoming a rugby fan. When did that start happening? I'm over here rooting for the SaberCats. The dudes is hot, but I'm becoming a rugby fan. I'm looking at other sports because these sports that we traditionally watch are becoming so saturated in their contracts and these owners and, the sponsorship. I'm over it. Except for the Raiders, obviously.
Good save there. Good save.
We can get Derek Carr together and get the, all that shit together. All that stuff together. Then,
Good save. Shout out to the Houston SaberCats, though. We got a new pitch. The field's amazing. The stadium's amazing. If anybody wants to check out some rugby, hit us up. We'll go to a game with you. They're super fun. Big rugby fan. I started becoming a rugby fan when I lived in Dubai because they have the Rugby Sevens. And that is the biggest 3-day party that Dubai has, except for when you go to Abu Dhabi for Formula One. That's a whole nother other party. But in regards to the rodeo, it's not just about the cook-off, right? There's actually a competition. So you've got the Calgary Stampede, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and then you have the rodeo finals in Vegas. There's always this big competition of what's the largest, right? What's the biggest? Well, they're each the biggest in their own right. So you have to define largest in this situation because the Calgary Stampede is the largest outdoor rodeo. Houston is the largest livestock show and rodeo. And then the rodeo finals in Vegas is the largest purse for professional rodeo and bull riders, right? That's $10 million. So the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo gives away $2.14 million in prize money, which that's a huge, huge prize money right there. The Super Series alone is worth $1.8 million.
Yep.
So within that, you've got the bareback riding, bull riding, saddle bronc riding, steer wrestling, the tie down roping, and then the women's barrel racing. So those are all of the different competitions. Of course, everyone is always looking for this is a mess with these names in front of our faces, but they're always, bull riding, of course, is everybody's favorite. But
not mine. My favorite is mutton busting.
Well, I was getting there. Then there's also the side stuff that people aren't actually competing for. And that's generally what the crowd likes to see. So you've got the chuck wagon races, the mutton busting, and the calf scramble. Brittany, why don't you tell our Raider fans a little bit about mutton busting?
Oh my gosh, it's the best.
Like this. Tell them about mutton busting.
Am I supposed to go like this too?
Yeah, come down here with me. Come talk.
Okay, I'm here. Okay, so there's all these cute little 4-year-olds, and they're dressed up with their little cowboy uniform looking outfits. And one or two of their parents are there or whatever, and they have a helmet on, and they get on top of sheep, and they have to hold on to the sheep while the sheep run, I don't know what it is, 30 yards maybe?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it looks like a bunch of drunk kids just like falling off everything. It is hysterical. That is the only reason I want to be in the inside NRG before the concert is for mutton busting.
My favorite thing too is that when the 4-year-old, if he makes it all the way, and sometimes are they always 4 or sometimes they're 3 and 5? It's like 3 and 5.
I think they're 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay. But anyway, when they stand up and they're like, yeah, and then you got the kids that fall off and they just start bawling.
And they're crying.
Oh, sweet. That is also my favorite. I think that has to be everybody's favorite.
It has to be.
Also the thing with the calf scramble. Yeah. So for those that you don't know about either what he goes, Soldier said, is that legal? Well, you know what?
Hey, this is Texas.
I'm sure the parents sign that waiver for sure. There's no doubt about it. But you ever want to punish your 4-year-old, just put him on a sheep, sit him on top of a sheep, let that sheep go. Anyway, so it's for Texas 4-H and FFA. They take a group of 100 calves and they put them in the middle of the ring, and then they let them go. And all of the high schoolers have to rope their cow, have to get their cow tied, and they have to pull the cow back into the ring. And each one that does that gets money. They get actually $1,750 to be able to buy their own beef heifer or market steer to sell and to show at next year's rodeo. To show at next year's rodeo. Then if they do all the things they have to do throughout the year, they get an extra $500. So the Houston Rodeo gives over $300,000 worth of scholarships every single year. And that's just a portion of it. They also have an art contest. They give scholarships to 15 graduating high school students. There is a ton that goes on here. Welcome back, Ms. El Paso.
So the rodeo for Houston generates $277 million. And it creates 3,600 jobs every year.
How many volunteers? There's thousands of volunteers.
I think 36 or 30,000, something like that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What's up,
Jerry? Volunteers, by the way, they have to pay to be a volunteer.
That's Houston for you. Make that money for the city. You want to volunteer? You got to pay.
All right, we got about 30 seconds left, ladies. Is there any last remarks before we go out?
90s party.
I was going to talk about the owners. Who are you guys most after the rodeo done? They clear the arena and they have some of the bigs in hip hop, pop in the world that come and play. So Gwen Stefani, for example, playing. Bun B, Keith Urban, Chris Stapleton. Elvis played in 1970. How about that? How about that? Who do you want to see, Ms. El Paso? Is there anyone on the list?
Nobody. I've seen them all. No, I haven't seen them all. I just this concert wasn't really this month wasn't really exciting for me. Maybe Journey because I'm old, but yeah. I've seen
Mass
Bun B.
Rodeo. What's the best show you've ever? How about that question?
What'd you say?
I think her internet is getting hacked by the
I think
gypsies.
her internet's going now.
Them damn gypsies. Yeah.
Oh man, shit. Somebody's gonna have to pay us more money. We need better internet. All right. My favorite though that I've ever well, I don't know. Pitbull was probably my favorite because it's just like it was like a club. Pitbull turned the entire arena into a club.
Yeah, that was fun.
Super fun.
I didn't go to that one.
You didn't go to that one. What was the favorite one that you've been to in the past?
Garth Brooks, I guess.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
It will be Garth Brooks. Only because I've never seen him before.
Well, hey, apologies to everyone that came to watch this epic show tonight. And we had all of these internet issues. But if you would like to donate to Ms. El Paso's Hood GoFundMe.
No, but really what it is that my internet is acting like LeBron. That's what's happening. It's happening. This is my internet right now. It is a LeBron on the floor. 100%.
Why? Tell us your beef with LeBron.
I ain't got no beef with him. I just don't like him as a player. He's an incredible person. But as a player, not a fan. That's for another podcast. As we get into the end of NBA season, I'll have a lot more to say.
All right. Well, hey, thank you to all of Raider Nation that joined us, Sports Life Talk Nation that joined us. Thank you to Brittany's Uber driver on hell. You are truly an angel to deal with that after she's been drinking. And make sure you subscribe to Sports Life Talk on YouTube. Please follow Sports Life Talk on Instagram. You can follow Brittany and I on Dresses and Salted Pretzels on Instagram. There's always some good content there. And then also Ms. El Paso has a new Instagram page as well. And it is absolutely hilarious because it is her true alter ego. So make sure you follow all of us. And do not forget to follow all those Raiders guys that are on the chat. You see them. Thank you, Cool Kev. What's up? Take us out.
Adios.